that is again related to your FMS, that is flexible manufacturing system components. Which are the basic components of your flexible manufacturing system? See, there are four major components. First one is workstations. Second one is material handling and storage systems. Third one is computer control system. And fourth one is the person or the human being who will be operating. See, here, if it is a highly automated system, means there is no human requirement is there. It is wrong. Every industry will be required a human just to control the entire process, though it may be a automated also. Okay, so to operate the computer or to control the system, you require a human interface everywhere. So these are the four basic components. So we'll see one by one. First one is workstation. The workstation means you know what actually it means. Workstation means there are different type. Okay, if it is a machine, if it is a machine, then only you should not call it as a workstation. See, workstation may be having a machine or it may not be having a machine also. For example, the loading and unloading stations, that is also called as a workstation. They are also very important to load the component and to unload the component. So loading and unloading stations will be there. And next one is machining stations, where actually the machining is going to happen. Third one is processing stations, where actually you will do the processing. Okay, both are almost similar, machining station and processing stations. And the next one is assembly. Okay, each and every components will be manufactured differently in different workstations. They will be brought to the assembly station. There actually they will do the assembly operations. That is also one different workstation. And other stations and equipment, these you may call some other storage stations, or you can call the some non-processing stations like your inspection. Okay, where the coordinate measurement machines will be there. Okay, some testing stations. Okay, so all those things will also be there. Okay, so these are the basic types of workstations in an industry. So always remember, workstation means when the machine is present in the station, then only it is called a workstation. It is not like that. The workstation means it may be having a machines, it may not be having the machines. Okay, but it will those workstations will be identified clearly at the beginning. Okay, next one is material handling and storage system. See, as I told, it is a very important role in any manufacturing industry, because handling the components is very important, starting from the raw material till to the finished product. Handling is very important. Because of the mishandling, the manufacturing industries are paying a lot of cost. Okay, suppose if you mishandle the material, there will be unnecessary breakage, or there will be unnecessary cost involvement will be there. So that is why the material handling and storage system is very important. See, this material handling and storage system will be having manual type, or it may be having a automated type. But if it comes to the flexible manufacturing system, it will be a automated material handling and storage system, like your automated guided vehicles, AGVs. Okay, and you may consider your hooks, cranes, okay, or conveyor system. Okay, on which the components will be put and it will be taken from one station to the other station. So such kinds of material handling systems will be used. But if you see what is the functions of the material handling system in any manufacturing industry, the main function is to move the components between the workstations. Means independently movement of the components from one workstation to the other workstations. Okay, say in workstation number 1, the machining is completed. It is supposed to be taken to the next workstation. The major thing will be, or the main function will be taken care by material handling system. And the second function is handle a variety of work part configuration. If the configuration of the work part is different, okay, the size is different, the shape is different, those all varieties should be handled properly. Okay, and the material handling system may sometimes provide us temporary storage also. That is also one of the function. And the material handling system, if it is automated, it should be compatible to the computer control. Okay, usually the material handling system will be having both manual and automated. If you want to convert into manual to the automated, it should be compatible to the computer control. Okay, so these all things are the related to material handling system. Next one is very important, the flexible manufacturing system layout configurations. Okay, so based on the type of the industries and based on the material handling system and based on the type of the materials. Okay, based on the type of the industry, based on the material handling system, and based on the type of the materials, there are different layouts of the FMS. Like in your automated flow line configurations, you have studied in the module number 1. In similar way, here also the the FMS layout configurations. The first one is inline layout. Okay, so inline layout means you can see the diagram. You have to draw this diagram and explain. It is very simple layout where the machining stations will be, or workstations will be kept one beside the other in a straight line fashion. You can see this is one machining station, the second, third, fourth. Okay, and here one end there will be a loading station, the other end there will be a unloading station. In the loading station, the starting work material or the raw material will be loaded, and they will be processed through the different workstations, and you will get the end finished product from the unloading station. Okay, so these red dots are the components movement, and this is the workflow. You have to show the workflow direction, and this workstation is a unidirectional movement. Okay, means there will not be any bidirectional. The components will be moved from one end to the other end, and the workstations will be kept one beside to the other. Okay, so this is about the inline. Second one is loop layout. Okay, so loop layout, you can see the diagram. Okay, so the loops, the workstations will be kept both sides of the loop. Okay, you can see the workstation on both sides, and this is the loop, and here the loading and unloading may be at one end. Okay, the loading will be at one end and the direction may flow like this. Okay, these are the workstations. To this the components will go and they will come out again, they will go to the next and they will come back, and like this they will go to the all the workstations, and again they will unload at the same point where they loaded. This is a one kind of loop layout. And there is a one more kind where the components may be loaded at one end and unloaded at the other end. If it is such kind, then here the machining will be kept at only one direction or only one side, not to the opposite side. Okay, this is about the loop layout. Next one is open field layout. See this open field layout, it will be having a ladder like structure as well as the loops. Okay, multiple loops. See, before you understanding this open field, there is a one more called as ladder layout. This you understand. See, I think you might have seen the ladder, okay, in your daily use. The same ladder kind of structure will be there, and the workstations will be kept at the each step. Okay, and it will be having some small loops also. The loading and one unloading station will be at only one end. The components will be loaded here, and you can see the direction. The components will move in one direction and they will come back, or they may move to the next workstation, again they will come back. This is one directional flow and this is the other direction. Okay, So this is a ladder type of workstation. If this ladder type of workstation is connected with the loops, different multiple loops, then it will become as a open field. That is what this is, your open field layout. This open field layout will be having multiple loops as well as the ladder structure. Okay, and these are like a charging stations. This may be charging may be given to the machines, or it may be given to the material handling system, or it may be given to the different conveyor belts if they are having, okay, in the workstation. Okay, usually in battery charging operation will be there. Okay, so this is about the open field. And next one is robot centered cell. See, in this robot centered cell, it may use one or more robotic arms, or it may use the robots also. Because the surrounding that in the round table, they will keep the machines one beside the other. This is the machine 1, machine 2, machine 3. Usually this robotic arm will help the components to move from one machining station to the other machining station. Okay, so here, if the component at this workstation, machining station 1, once the machining is done here, it will be taken to the next working station. Okay, and if the machining is done here, then it will be taken to the machining station 3. You can see the other diagram also here. Okay, so these are the layouts based on the type of the material handling system you are adopting. If you see the open loop or in inline layout, the simple conveyor belt system will be used here for the movement of the parts. The conveyor belt will be there on which the components will be moving slowly and steadily. Okay, so based on the material handling system, these are the layouts used in the manufacturing industry. Next one is computer control system, where this computer controls will be used for what are the functions: to control the workstation, okay, to distribute the controlling system to the workstations, and production control, traffic control, all these things will come to the your material handling station. I think I have shared one AGV. See that automated guided vehicles part is removed in your syllabus. If you see that video and the movement of the vehicles, you will come to know about this traffic control. What is this traffic control? Okay, and the tool control, tool location, tool life monitoring. Okay, these all things will be these are the functions of your computer control system used in your FMS. Okay, and next one is human resources. This is also one component, right? So where the human resources will be used. Okay, if you see, everywhere the human interface will be there, but it may be a direct involvement or it may be a indirect involvement. For example, loading the raw material, the human interface will be there, and unloading the raw material also human interface will be there, and the equipment maintenance and repair, changing of the tools. Okay, if there is a CNC machine, then program writing part will be done by the human. Okay, and the overall management of the system, whether the entire control system is working properly or no, just to monitor this human interface will be there. Okay, these are the different uh, components. Okay, which are the components? The four components: workstation, material handling and storage, computer control, and the human resource. Okay, and the last one is benefits of the FMS. What are the benefits? See, whenever if you talk about the manufacturing industry, if they are adopting automation, then there will be a reduction in the manufacturing lead time. You can see the lower manufacturing lead time. That will be the one benefit. And increase in the machine utilization. Based on the machines available, you will go for the different kind of operations or different kind of layouts, so that all the machines available in the plants will be utilized properly. Okay, and the reduction in the factory floor space, based on the layouts you choose, you can reduce the factory floor space because you will be adopting the automated system. So you have to take care of the saving of the factory floor. Okay, and there may be a different kinds of labor requirement. Okay, the labor requirement will be reduced. Okay, and high productivity will be achieved, and you can control the inventory easily. Okay, or you can avoid the unnecessary inventory in the manufacturing plant. Okay, these all things are the benefits of your FMS. Next, FMS planning and implementation issues. What are the issues regarding the FMS planning and implementation? That is again different topics which you are going to study in detail, but here only the small part he has kept for your syllabus. The FMS planning will be having these kinds of issues. Okay, part family consideration. The most important issue is identify the part family based on their configuration or based on their shape and size. Okay, and processing requirements, how to process them. Okay, the physical characteristics of the work parts. Okay, and the production volume, at what volume or what will be the production rate of your component. These are the planning issues. Then what about the design issues? The type of the workstations, which type of workstation you are going to have, whether automated workstations or manual operating, that also you have to take care. The variations in the process routing and the FMS layout. See, FMS layout again, you have to consider the material handling system, which kind of material handling you are going to have. Based on that, FMS layout will be taken care. And work in process and storage capacity, that also you have to take care. Tooling and what kind of fixtures you are going to have. These all are the design and planning issues. Okay, at the initial stage. Okay, once they are implemented, then you need not to bother much. Okay, this is about your FMS and what GT, which means group technology. Okay.